Hello friends, welcome to my channel Clinical Biochemistry by Dr. P.K. Prabhakar. Today we are going to talk about Delta plus variants of the coronavirus. So first we will see what is the normal coronavirus, what is its structural organizations, we will see its genome, and then we will talk about the Delta and Delta plus coronavirus. So this is the basic structure of coronavirus. Actually, why we need to understand this structure of coronavirus, because whatever variants we are having, either it will be alpha, beta, delta, epsilon, kappa, lambda, whatever variants we are having, all those variants comes from the original Wuhan viruses, and they are coming after the mutations. So mutation means they are going to change their structural organizations only, they are going to change their proteins. So we will see what type of changes happens in this coronavirus and Delta plus we are having. So especially in this case, there are certain proteins this coronavirus is having. Some proteins are present on its external envelope, and some protein is present associated with the RNA. So that is called as nucleoprotein, and the external protein we are having a spike protein S, then we are having M protein, membrane protein M, nucleoprotein we are having, genomic association proteins we are having, hemagglutinin esterase we are having. So these are certain proteins. Every protein is having different functions. The most important protein here is this spike protein. Why this spike protein is most important? Because this protein helps virus to recognize its host cell, as well as it helps them to enter into the host cell. So that's why that protein is important for host also, that if you will block that particular protein, you can block the virus. And for virus also it is important, because only along with that protein only, with the help of that protein only, it can enter into the host cells, or it can recognize its host cells. If you will see the genome of the coronavirus, more than 2/3 portion of the genome is normally responsible for the different type of enzymes, which is not the structural proteins. Whatever protein we have seen till now, that was the structural proteins. So these non-structural portion proteins are the enzymes, which is either helicase or protease or RNA dependent RNA polymerase or endonuclease, but they are enzymes. They help in their replication, means other processes, but they are not the proteins directly, means directly those structural proteins are not there. So only few, some portion, 1/3 or 1/4 portion of the genomes is responsible for the structural proteins. That is this portion, which normally makes a spike protein, E protein, M protein, N protein, and all these proteins. This is roughly a crystallized diagram of the S means protein, which helps in the recognition as well as entry into the host cells. So this protein, this spike protein binds with the ACE2 receptor in our lung cells. So this is the basic structure. Now we'll come to the Delta and Delta plus variants of the coronavirus. So especially in this India, our scientists are keeping a close eye on the Delta plus variants and Delta variants also. Delta plus is a mutant variants of the Delta only. So that's why it is called as Delta plus, because it is having something extra which Delta does not have. Now first we will say the initial name of Delta plus variants was Delta was B1.617, and because Delta plus is having one extra variant, so it is Delta B.1.6172. New nomenclature which is given by WHO is Delta variants, and from that one we have got Delta plus. So it is the variants given by WHO only. This variant Delta actually found in India first time in October 2020, and Delta plus in this March 2021, and this time this variants Delta and Delta plus especially flagged as a variants of interest by WHO. So this is one of the important variant which we are going to look at. This Delta plus variants, because it is coming from the Delta plus only, so Delta plus is having one extra mutation which Delta does not have. So and the Delta plus, which is called as this B1.617.2, so this one is because of this is Delta plus. So this is Delta, and in this Delta we are having one extra variant, one extra mutation, so it is 0.1. or it is also called as AY1. a new variants of the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus formed due to the mutation of Delta strain of the virus, that is B1.6172. Now, this variants, whatever Delta plus variants you are going to see it, technically it is a new generation or the next generation of the Delta, or you can call it a next generation of the coronavirus. So this mutation, this mutant, Delta plus mutant, was first detected in Europe in March 2021, as I already told you. This Delta variant that was the first detected in India in February 2021 eventually becomes the huge problem for the whole world, and it was responsible especially for the second wave in the India. Delta plus variants at present is limited to the very some of the country, but very less numbers. So it is resistance to monoclonal antibodies cocktail. Since it is a new variant, its severity is still unknown. The most difficult situation in this case is the Delta plus variants. Transmissibility of the Delta plus is being monitored, and lab tests are going to conducted, and that shown that the vaccine effectiveness has been reduced, especially in case of Delta plus variants. So as I have told you, Delta variants, which was B.1.617.2, was the largely responsible for the second wave for the coronavirus infection in India, as it was first identified in India, and it has different mutations. As I have told you, this is Delta plus is called as AY1. It is having another variant that is called as AY2. Now, this WHO organizations is tracking this variants as part of the Delta variant, and it is doing so other variants, various VOC, that is called as variants of concern. There are different category WHO has done it. So it is called as variants of concern, variants of interest. So already I have a video on that one, you can see it. So this is Delta plus variants. Delta plus variants has been found as a result because of the Delta acquiring a mutation called K417N, which you can see here. That is the mark here. So that is the special mutation which this Delta plus is having. This K417N mutation carried in by both AY1, that is Delta plus, and AY2 also. And same mutation 417N is also present in another variant, that is beta variant, that is B1.351. B.1.351. This is called as beta variant. So in this beta variant also the same mutation K417N was there, which was first reported in South Africa and classified as variants of concern by WHO. Now if you say this is the characteristic characterized by the acquisition of the 417N genetic variants in the background variants of concern, that is Delta. So in the Delta we are having one extra mutations, that is 417.1. I will show you how this variation, how this mutation is going to affect the binding affinity, binding capacity. What is these mutations? Originally it was lysines, but because of mutations, lysine is replaced by asparagine. So that is K, means originally it was lysine at 417th position, and it is going to be replaced by asparagine at 417th amino acid position of the spike protein. 417N is of note, is also present in the variants of concern, that is beta, that is I have already told you, it is also present. So these are some of the mutation which is present in the spike protein of Delta plus variants. So these extra mutations which is present in Delta also, plus one extra mutations, that 417N. Plus there are some deletion also at 157 and 158 place position. Now, a report by Public Health England in the first week of June, they have mentioned that 63 genome of Delta with 417N identified on some database. These 63 genomes included one each in Canada, Germany, Russia, 6 from India, 9 from Poland, 2 in Nepal, 4 in Switzerland, 12 in Portugal, 13 in Japan, and 14 in US. So these are the different variants they have found it. This the list published by WHO, Delta is a variant of concern in India, the Indian government has also classified Delta plus, that is AY1, as a variant of concern in India also. This is the this is the front view of the AYA lineage, a spike protein where mutation. So these are the different places where mutation has occurs. You can see these are the different positions of the nucleic amino acids. But that K417, that is the place, and this shaded portion you can see, this is the shaded portion is responsible for the receptor binding domain. So with this portion only it binds with the ACE2 receptor on the host cells. So when we are having 417 mutation in this receptor binding domain, it is their binding nature, binding affinity with the receptor is going to be modified, going to be changed. So that is the points of concern here. So here also you can see this shaded portion is this is the top view and this is the side view. How this K1417 mutation is going to occur and how it is going to affect. So it mainly affect the binding of the spike protein with the host cells. It also affect the transmissibility. So it has acquired the spike protein mutation called 417, which is also found in the beta variants, that is beta 1.1.351 is the first identified in South Africa. The spike protein is used by SARS-CoV-2, the virus which causes COVID-19, to enter into the host cells, as I already told you. So whenever there is a mutation, it is going to affect its binding capacity, binding nature. Some scientists fear that the mutation combined with other existing features of the Delta variants could make it more transmissible. One important point is to consider the regarding 4179 is evidence suggesting resistance to some of the monoclonal antibodies, that is casirivimab and imbesimab. These two are the monoclonal antibody which was made against a spike protein S only. So because of this 417N mutation, this Delta plus variants is resistance for this both monoclonal antibody, which is especially designed for a spike protein only. Then if you see how progressively, because this is we are going to call it mutation is a regular process, normal process, suddenly it occurs, but this is a regular, slowly it increases. So this is, in this way we are going to see how transmissibility increases, and this way we are going to see how it is going to escape from our immune system. So we have started with the B variants. Slowly it's mutate to the B.1, so its transmissibility increases, but it was not escaped from the immune system, it was recognized by our immune system. But when this B.1 modified to other variants, its transmissibility as well as its immune escape to the immune system power has been increased drastically. Now we are talking about this variant, this is Delta plus variants. So its both transmission has been increased very drastically, as well as its immune escape process has been increased, but the immune escape capacity is slightly less than P.1 or B1 beta variant, that is 1.351. So SARS-CoV-2 has a nearly constant rate of acquiring genetic variations, as we are going to see in this graph. It's increasing both way. Each emerging variant has acquiring some additional variants in a stepwise fashion, like B converted into B, mutated into B.1, B.1 mutated into B1.1.7. So it is a stepwise slowly process. By this mutations largely follow the increase in the transmission as well as increase in the immune escape process. Now if you see the prevalence of this AY or beta Delta plus variants, in this graph or in this chart you can see many countries prevalence of Delta plus is low in India. That's why it is not very, in India we are having, but it is not very high. So the prevalence of Delta plus is very low in India, or it is low in India compared to other mutants. So scientists are worried, but it is not, we have to contain it, we have to restrict it. Both AYA, that is Delta plus, and AY2 are descendant of Delta only. They are likely to share some properties because they are coming from the same generation, same virus. Such as so they share some same property like transmission rate, and also 417 mutation is present in the beta variants. So some of the property they are going to share with each other. Now in terms of a spread, how delta plus compare with the delta? So there are some studies which is going on. Some studies has come which shows that there is an increase in transmission rate of delta plus, because they are going to have very easily binding or very easily spreading power because of that K417N mutations. So it is a concern of India, concern for India, concern for other country also, but it is now in more than 100 plus countries, but it is not that much a serious concern, because we have, if we restrict it, it will concern it, it will be fine for us. Now the multiple studies are ongoing in India and globally to test the effectiveness of the vaccines which still currently we are using against this delta plus mutations, but till now we have not concrete data that how it works. In Indian government's Ministry of Health warned that regions where it has been found may need to enhance their public health responses by focusing on surveillance, testing, quick contact tracing, and priority vaccinations has to be done. There are worrying data delta plus would inflict another wave of infection, or third wave you can call it, maybe because of this delta plus variants, if it will not be contained or it will not be restricted. Just over 4% of the Indian are fully vaccinated, means now it is not 4%, it is around 10%, and more than 20% has received one dose of vaccines. So this is all about the delta plus variants. As soon as we will get some of the information about the vaccines effectiveness on this delta plus or other variants, we will come with the next video. So till that time, thank you very much, have a nice day. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. If you like the video, press the like button. You can share with your friends, your colleagues. Thank you very much, have a nice day.